Hello everybody. In this video I'm going to go and use some of this MDF on my Shapeoko Pro XXL. Now if any of you know me personally, you know that I have developed a love relationship with the CNC router. It was very easy to assemble, like I kid you not, very easy. I bought this last April of 2021, and I finally unboxed it the last weekend of January 2022. Just didn't have the space. I was really excited about it at the time, an impulse buy, working really hard on my PhD and working really hard on my day job as a teacher in business analytics, and thought this would be a nice reward for myself. But I worked way too much and never had time to unbox it. So over the last couple of days, I developed a love-hate relationship because things were not working the right way. I had sensors that were too sensitive. I crossed the left Y and the right Y wires, so I had things going backwards when I wanted them to go forwards. A lot of mistakes that I've now realized are very easy to do. I burnt out the brushes on the router that I bought with this, and so I ran out and got a Master Force from Menards. It's working fine. I tested some cuts. I made some lightning bolts, which you can see on this sheet here. Just made some lightning bolts that I made myself in the Carbide Create software. Very simple stuff. Just tried to prove to myself that I knew I could do this, right? Seeing is believing. But then I proceeded to cut into my wasteboard. You can see there, got some aluminum that got cut because I missed a fundamental step. So even after doing this stuff, I just got lucky. Honestly, here's how stupid I was. And I'll be honest, stupid. I'll call myself stupid. When I realized that this router was going all the way to the back of the machine, I grabbed this board and I put it down there as quickly as I could, because I was like, hey, why is it going to the back there? It should be going where I put it on the here. I mean, why is it going way to the back? What's going on? So I watched more YouTube videos. I went to discussion forums. I watched probably 10 hours of YouTube videos and started realizing I have a bit setter, which is awesome. And then other people have this square silver box that they put on the bottom right, left of their piece for the XYZ coordinate. Other people don't have that, so they have a piece of paper that they jog down. Now, some reason, you know, I blame myself 110%. I missed the concept. I had thought that somehow the machine knew where it wanted me to work based on the G code in the Carbide Create file. Now, in hindsight, I realized I never told it where I wanted it to work. I just assumed between the Carbide Create file and the bit setter, because you have to initialize this thing every time you start things up, I thought it knew based on the file, the G code, that I wanted the board positioned here and I wanted the work done here, not over here, not over here, but here, that it just knew the distance, you know. But I was wrong, and that's why not only did I cut into my boards there, but I had to move this board as quickly as possible. Since then, I figured it out. In fact, look what I did. So some of this has holes in it because that was where the lightning bolt was on the other side. But look what I did. Once I figured out that not only do I have to initialize with this bit setter here, and then use the jogging software, because that was the other thing too, the jogging component of Carbide Motion, I thought when I zeroed everything out, I was removing the settings from over here. So I was like, well, why am I setting 0 here? I know the instructions say that, and I'll listen to the instructions. But I never actually jogged to the corner of my piece. I left the thing over there. I never moved that thing. So I learned a lot here, and I made this Darth Vader. Now this took a half hour, and I increased the feed rate. And I know why it took a half hour. So that was my whole point. My whole struggle is I know I can do this, but I need to see that I can do it. I mean, I'm great at Photoshop, all that graphic design software, all that stuff. Nothing's going to stop me now. I'm going to come up with the Aura Mask stuff because I have my own vinyl, I have my own paint supplies, all kinds of stuff. But I was ready to put this away. I was ready to say, you know what? This isn't for me. Maybe I'll put it on Craigslist, or maybe this summer a friend will come over and teach me how to do it. Heck, I was about to go on the forums and pay somebody $100 on a Zoom call to watch me work this and then yell at me because they knew exactly what I was doing wrong. But I set the thing aside. I came back a couple days later with some fresh perspective after watching those videos. Like, what are they doing? I understand. Like, now I go back into the instructions. I must have been dead tired or something like that because the instructions were good. The instructions were good. Now, the one thing that I don't really care for is it's a $3,000 tool. The instructions were good, but I still had to go to YouTube videos. But that's me. That's how my brain works. So that nothing against the company, nothing against the tool. It's just I needed some multimedia, instructions, and from different perspectives. Like, that's the key there, is I need people to tell me things from different perspectives because I think way too deep. I teach business intelligence and artificial intelligence, so I have to have that kind of thinking. And I miss something as simple as, boy, you got to put a piece of paper here so that you know where the Z is so that it doesn't chew through your board. Like, it seems so fundamental now. So I just want to leave this video with just saying thank you to everybody that listened to me or watched my previous video asking for help. I can do this now. I understand all the concepts needed. I've got a special bit pack from the company that I bought with this, so I know why, things look the way that they look here, and different bits. That's not gonna be a problem for me. The software, the design, the angles, the depth, all that stuff, that's not going to be the problem for me. It literally was, how do I get this machine to know where I need it to work? And, what's with all these sensitive sensors? So I fixed all those problems. So, take care.